So you're considering a move to Brentwood, Tennessee. Hello, y'all. I'm Kathy Carter with the Carter Team Nashville Mother-Son real estate team here in the Middle Tennessee area. And today we're going to bring you the top 10 neighborhoods in Brentwood. But before we get into that, just a little bit about Brentwood. So Brentwood's located about 15-20 minutes south of downtown Nashville. Brentwood itself is about 41 square miles. The average income in Brentwood is a very fluid area. The average income is about $250,000. They have very high rated schools, actually the top rated in the state of Tennessee. So a lot of folks want to move to the Brentwood area because their schools are so high rated and close proximity to downtown, as I mentioned. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about the top 10 neighborhoods. All right, let's get into the top 10 neighborhoods. Right before we do that, if you wouldn't mind, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. We drop a couple of different videos a week about Nashville and all the surrounding areas, all about neighborhoods, the communities, food, all things Nashville. So again, hit the subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. All right, in no particular order, we're going to talk about the neighborhoods. And first on the list is the Governor's Club. The Governor's Club is actually located east of Brentwood, so it's pretty far east into Brentwood area. And the Governor's Club is a gated community. They have a 24-hour security guard at the gate. It's also on an Arnold Palmer golf course, championship golf course. So if you like gated communities and you like golf courses at the front of your neighborhood, this is your neighborhood. They have about 600 acres. There's 2 or 3 different small lakes. I'll call them lakes, not ponds. They're about 5 acres or so apiece. So good size beds of water throughout the community and a lot of amenities. They have an amazing clubhouse with a restaurant right there inside of the community. Again, it's gated. And the homes in this neighborhood, they range from, on the small side, about 3,500 square feet, and then they go up to 6,000 or 7,000 square feet, on up to, honestly, 10, 12, 13,000 square feet. But those are the bigger ones. So I'd say the majority of them are between 5, 6, 7, 8,000 square feet. The price ranges in this neighborhood are anywhere from $1.5 million on the low end up to $6, $8, $10 million. So a big wide variation. There's not too many that are, in that 1.5 million. It's usually 2, 3, 4 million, more in that range. And then they go up from there. They have a lot of other amenities as well. So they have tennis, they got basketball. I already mentioned they have the restaurant. There's also a fitness center in there. And the lot sizes for these homes, they don't have huge lots. They're about 1/3 to a 1/2 acre. There's a handful of them that have about 1 acre. And they started building this neighborhood in the 1990s, all the way up to current day. So they've been building in there for quite some time. And they're mostly all custom homes. There wasn't really just one tract builder. So they're all custom homes, and just a very, very nice community, a lot of trees in the neighborhood. And again, that's the Governor's Club. The next neighborhood that we're going to talk about is Whetstone. And Whetstone is also on the east side, and it was built from about 2012 to year 2015, 2016. So across that 4 or so year period. And there's about 175 houses in the neighborhood. They were all built by Pulte Homes. Pulte's in many cities across the country. They've been around building for many, many years. And the price range for these homes are anywhere from about $1.2 to $1.8, $1.9 million. They range anywhere from 3,500 to 5,000, 5,500 square feet. They are on about a 1/2 acre lot. And again, pretty east inside of Brentwood, pretty far on the east side. So that neighborhood is Whetstone. The next neighborhood is Brookfield, and Brookfield is also on the east side of Brentwood. These homes were built in the early 2000s, and they are some of the more affordable homes in the Brentwood area. They're about 3,000 to 5,000 square feet. They range from about $1 million to $1.2 million, and they're on about half-acre lots. Brookfield has a couple of different pools. They've got a lot of mature trees because they've been around for a bit now. So Brookfield, again, one of the nicer neighborhoods that's affordable in the Williamson County, Brentwood area. Okay, next up is Rosebrook. And Rosebrook is a new community being built. It too is on the east side, a couple of miles away from the Governor's Club. And Rosebrook they have several different builders in there. The community itself sits on about 365 acres. The lot sizes are all going to be about a half acre or so in size. And the size of homes in there are going to be anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 square feet. And the price range is around $2.5 million on the lower end, up to about $4 million, maybe $4.5 million. Again, that one is a new community with brand new builds that's been going on for the last year or so and continuing to build on into 2024. And so that neighborhood is Rosebrook. All right, next on the list we have Raintree. Raintree is a little bit of a unique subdivision in that it was designed really as a sanctuary for wildlife. So there's a lot of trees when you go through the streets in that neighborhood. It looks like a sanctuary in a lot of ways. So it's not uncommon to see deer and other animals rolling around or walking around in that neighborhood. There are probably 200 to 300 homes in this community. It's on the east side as well, a little bit more southeast in Brentwood. And there's a newer section and an older section. So the older section, there's several hundred homes, and those homes range anywhere from $1.5 to $2 million. They're around 4,000 to 5,000 square feet and on about a half-acre lot. And then there is a new section, new community. It's called a reserve, Raintree Reserve. And those are new homes that were built in 2023, 2024. And those are about 5,000 square feet and sit also on about a half-acre lot. They go anywhere from $2 million up to $3 million or so. In the community as a whole, all of Raintree, you've got some bike paths, you've got playgrounds, swimming pools, there's a small clubhouse, they've got tennis, so a lot of amenities in Raintree. Okay, next we have Brenthaven, and Brenthaven is probably the oldest or one of the top 1 or 2 oldest neighborhoods in Brentwood. They are located just east of I-65. There's about 500 or 600 homes in the community. Most all of them are on 1-acre lots. They were built in the 1970s. Because they have big lots and convenient to the interstate, what's happening in that neighborhood, there's actually some revitalization happening in that neighborhood. So there's people that are buying those homes, tearing them down, and then just building new houses in the community. So it's still a lot of the older homes built in the 70s, but we're starting to see new construction being built on those lots. Those houses mostly are around 2,000 to 3,500 square feet. A lot of one-level homes in there, the old ranch-style homes. I mean, there are definitely some 2 stories in there, but you find a lot of ranch homes in there. They range anywhere from, if they're not renovated at all, they're right around the $1 million mark, maybe 900,000, up to about 3 million. They are located, like I said, very close to the interstate, but far enough where you're not hearing the noise of the interstate. But you're also, on the backside of the neighborhood is the mall, the Cool Springs Mall, that you could get to in 5, 6, 7 minutes. And they are also close to the YMCA and the rec center. I'm going to talk more about those in just a moment. But the Brentwood Library is right at the entrance of that neighborhood as well. So very convenient location, highly desirable because they're big lots and all the other reasons that we talked about. They don't have very many amenities in that neighborhood, but a lot of space. All right, next up we've got Brent Mead. And Brent Mead is a convenient neighborhood, a little bit on the east side, 5 minutes to the interstate to I-65. And these homes were built in the late 1980s up to the mid 1990s. They have, most of them all have 1 acre lots. They range anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 square foot homes in the neighborhood. And there's about 250 or so homes in the community. The one thing about this community is it doesn't really have amenities. There are a lot of homeowners that have their own pool in their yard because, again, being on acre lots, so you got a lot of space for that. But there's not a lot of neighborhood amenities themselves. But convenience is the name of this neighborhood. It's convenient right to the interstate to jump on to go to the mall or get to downtown Nashville. So that is Brent Mead. Okay, moving over to the west side of Brentwood. The first neighborhood we're going to talk about is Princeton Hills. And Princeton Hills has about 160 homes. They have actually about 32 acres of common area, walking trails, some couple of creeks and greenways there. The houses in that neighborhood, they sit on about a ½ acre to 1 acre lots. You could literally walk to Brentwood High School. So that's one of the high schools in the Brentwood area. So you can walk to that school practically from this neighborhood. And these houses range anywhere from 5 to 8, 9, 10,000 square feet. And prices range anywhere from about 2.5 million to about 3.5 million. The unique thing about this area, or a thing to note, I should say, is the heritage of that area actually dates back to the Civil War era. There's really several historical battles of Nashville that were fought around the grounds and the plantations that were in that area where Princeton Hills is built, all along Franklin Road and Granny White Pike. So a lot of history in that area where Princeton Hills sits. All right, next up is the Brentwood Country Club neighborhood. So this is actually, as it says, there is an actual country club. It's a private country club that anybody can join. It sits on about 215 acres, beautiful acres. There's a golf course, there is a restaurant, and around that country club are homes. So the Brentwood Country Club neighborhood. It also is in the heart of Brentwood. There's about 150 houses, and they're from about 1/3 to 1/2 acres. They were built back in the 70s, and anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 square feet for most of the homes in that community, and around the $2 million price range. So there's not a lot of homes, and they don't turn over too often, but it's a very popular neighborhood that when they do come available, people, like being right there because, again, you're right by the Brentwood Country Club that you can join. And really, any of the Williamson County residents can join the country club. But if you want your home to be in the backyard of a country club, this one's for you. Last but not least, we've got Belle-Reve. And Belle-Reve, also on the west side, in the heart of Brentwood. There's a couple of hundred homes in that neighborhood. The one thing about Belle Reve is it's right across from one of our parks, Granny White Park, which is just a nice ballpark, a couple of ball fields over there, play area for the kids, nice covered picnic area for people wanting to go have a picnic. And those homes in that neighborhood are on about acre lots, a little bit older homes as well. They were built in the late 1990s and range anywhere from the 1.2 to up to $2 million. But again, you can walk to Granny White Park, and right around the corner, pretty much in walking distance, is Brentwood High School, Brentwood Middle High. So that neighborhood is Belle Reve. As I said when we started this, first of all, these were not in any particular order, and these are just some of the popular neighborhoods in Brentwood. There's a lot of other neighborhoods that we could have talked about today, but I think you get an idea of what it's like to live in Brentwood, what the home sizes, the lot sizes, the type of home that you can get for the price range that Brentwood has to offer. So again, if you would just like and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button, every time we drop a new video, you will get notified.